Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator. In this video, we're going to talk about the North Carolina devastation. The Economic Collapse blog says one of the most important substances in the world comes from an area of North Carolina devastated by the hurricane. This October 7th, 2024. Today's the 8th when I'm recording this. Right here, this is the burning platform. And this article and every other article that I've seen talks about the lithium mines and how some of the richest lithium sources in the world are located in western North Carolina. 2 lithium mines already exist in the mountainous region of western North Carolina. Albemarle, Albemarle. King Mountain is one mining operation and is touted as one of the world's most advanced lithium material sites. And there's a couple others. If you just do a search, there's a couple of other lithium mines out there. And right here, this is lithium in stream sediment, and where it's red is where it's the most. And interestingly enough, where it's red, this is the rain that the area got. The rain is right in the areas of the mines. Last week, I did a video talking about Geoengineering Watch, Dane Wiggington, about how this storm was steered. There's a lot of information out there about that. But right here, this article doesn't just talk about lithium. It talks about ultra-pure natural quartz. It says, did you know that a little town in the mountains of North Carolina is the primary worldwide producer of a substance that makes our modern high-tech way of life possible? Without the ultra-pure natural quartz that comes from Spruce Pine, North Carolina, we would not have the ultra-sophisticated electronic gadgets that we enjoy so much, and the global economy would collapse. So is it just a coincidence that Spruce Pine was absolutely devastated by this hurricane? 2 facilities that produce this ultra-pure natural quartz in Spruce Pine are both shut down at this point. So there's the Siblelco, Siblelco, and the Quartz Corporation. According to ABC News, it is estimated that somewhere between 70 and 90% of all crucibles that are used to make silicon chips worldwide are made out of natural quartz from spruce pine. So that is really important. It says without this natural quartz from spruce pine, our way of life would change dramatically. And so that is right there in the mountains in North Carolina where these storms hit. And then this article also talks about the lithium. The mountains of North Carolina are also very important to the lithium industry. According to CNBC, a mining operation at Kings Mountain could produce enough material to manufacture 1.2 million electric vehicles annually. Well, if you've been around here before, you know that electric vehicles are nothing that we should be Mickey Mousing around with. And if anything, we should be doing hemp batteries, which are 8 times more powerful than lithium, scientists discover. Okay, but you don't hear anybody talking about hemp either. No, because they have their agenda. And now there's big opposition to this Albemarle. And here it says, despite local opposition, Albemarle has been aggressively pushing forward with the project. And it turns out Albemarle was granted a $90 million grant by the Biden administration. The administration has made setting up a battery supply chain supported by domestic lithium production and processing a top priority to end dependence on China, which dominates the global market. Albemarle was awarded $90 million grant from the Defense Department to support domestic mining, which the company is using to help reopen Kings Mountain. And interestingly enough, BlackRock purchased more than 2 million shares of Albemarle less than 2 months ago on August 31st, 2021. And those 2 million shares that they purchased brings the total holding up to just a little over 12 million shares, which it says reflecting a significant commitment to Albemarle, a key player in the lithium and chemicals industry. So the thing about that is, it's very interesting. Right here on SGT Report, this lady talks about how all of this land can now be gotten under eminent domain.
Check this out. The open pit lithium mine that this corporation wants in the same area in North Carolina that was devastated by this hurricane. Listen to this.
Can I tell you what I find suspicious as shit? That one of the areas affected by Hurricane Helene is the world's largest lithium deposit, and the DoD just entered into an agreement with this company right here to mine lithium for electric cars starting in 2025. Now that area is completely devastated. This is a $90 million agreement between the DoD and this company right here to get Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine up and running by 2030. If that area has been inundated, it's in a disaster zone, then the government can come in and do eminent domain, and they can pay you what it was worth 5 years ago rather than what it's worth right now. Imagine that your home has turned into a watery lot and the government comes to you and says, hey, I'll pay you what you paid for it. You're gonna take it and you're gonna go, right? What do you think's gonna happen right here now that they want this lithium mine up and running by 2025, 2030 at the latest?
So they can come and get this land at eminent domain at a significantly reduced price. Now, right here, Dane Wiggington talked to the state representatives and senators in North Carolina about weather modification technology.
Gregor, I had an hour conference call yesterday with the representatives and senators from the Carolinas, and we presented the data to them to answer their questions about how this manipulation occurs. They realized this was not a natural event. They're trying to digest the fact that their states were literally under assault from weather modification operations that are clearly connected with DoD operations, and we can speculate again on the agendas and objectives being carried out, but the fact that the storm was manipulated is absolutely inarguable. We know that technology to stop these rotations from even occurring has existed for decades with the manipulation of atmospheric pressure zones. HAARP in Alaska is one example many people are familiar with. That's an ionosphere heater. That's a weapon of mass destruction, period. It can cause an electrical chain reaction in the ionosphere, which heats it to extraordinarily high temperatures, which causes the atmosphere to bulge up and down. The downward push creates a high pressure dome that can steer the jet stream. And the same type of manipulation can create low pressure zones. And when they have this type of power over the climate system, they can make or break these storms anytime they want. And again, what we see now is storms kept weaker as they're over the ocean because they're harder to steer until they reach the land-based network of transmitters. And then we have, Colonel McGregor, rapid intensification. You've heard that term probably a lot lately because that's how they manipulate these storms.
So we're all hearing about rapid intensification with Milton that's bearing down on Florida right now. But Dane went out there and talked to these representatives and senators from North Carolina, and they're trying to digest it. But right here on the Common Sense Show, Air Force documents prove existence of weather weapons used on North Carolina and soon on Florida and many other places. So right here in the video, it says from this actual Air Force document, okay, Air Force 2025 owning the weather as a force multiplier. It says here, the manufacturing of earthquakes causing weapons, which details how the Air Force has long planned to enact earthquakes, hurricanes, and other weather phenomena to bring part of any country to its knees. Okay? And that right there is what we can all pretty much agree has happened in North Carolina right now. So, nefarious things going on here, people. Stay tuned.